Hi, welcome back. Look, man, so USA Rugby just announced this week that they finally made a decision on the men's sevens head coach. Now, if you guys don't remember, Mike Friday, who's the former USA men's head coach for basically the last 10 years, stepped down shortly after the Olympics, decided to move on alongside a bunch of retirements, obviously Perry Baker and a few other people. But the HSBC 7 series season is just around the corner, and it looks like they finally found their guy in Simon Amor, who is formerly an assistant coach of Mike Friday. Now, whenever I heard the news, I didn't really have a reaction. I didn't even, to be honest with you, I kind of forgot that they would be looking for a new head coach. I didn't know what it was because it didn't feel like there was an announcement that there was candidates that they had in mind, or that there was like really a deep search that was going on. It felt like it was very quietly done. But ultimately, whenever it was eventually revealed who the coach was, I got basically what seemed like a lot of people worrying that this is just Mike Friday light, which isn't really even that bad, to be honest with you. Like, it sets a platform, but I think at this point we want to see if there's somebody that can take the team to the next level, and really accelerate what the platform that was already created by Mike Friday. But because this is somebody new, I want to maybe explain it to you guys a little bit on who he is, as I've discovered or what I understand. So essentially, Simon Amor is the former Japan Rugby men's sevens coach for the better part of the last 3 years, at least. The last 3 years, at least. He is been to, I guess, 2 Olympics under the USA men's head coaching position. USA men's, I'm sorry, the Japanese men's head coaching position. And then he was like a technical director for them as well. He also is a former player for England. So he has played at the highest level, as much as he has been able to coach at the highest level. Obviously, if you watch Japan during the 2020, 2021 Olympics and the 2024 Olympics this year, Japan wasn't the most impressive team. I think in 2021 they finished 11th. This year they finished 12th. But again, there's a slew of issues that kind of pop in for that Japan team. Even though 2016 they had that great upset against South Africa and made a pretty solid run into the quarterfinals, and I think the semifinals they made it for the semifinals for the Olympics. But again, different team, different guy, different resources that were going into it. But it seems like Simon has enough of a foundation where he will be familiar to USA, where the tactics could be familiar. But again, the pushback is he going to bring us more of the same, or is it going to be a situation where we are going to see an evolution, maybe see that next level? And again, I feel like this was very quietly done. Looking across the internet, there was a lot of people that were talking about, USA Rugby trying to go after Ben Gollings. If you guys don't know who Ben Gollings was, he was the mastermind behind Fiji and pretty much the dominance that they've been having for Fiji Sevens. Ben Gollings and his program kind of set up that pathway, and Fiji hasn't looked back since. Not to say that Fiji didn't play rugby. I'm just saying, like, the level of dominance that Fiji has had in sevens is is remarkable. But he's apparently working in soccer as an analyst and making bank. So, it's very unlikely that he was going to go back. And then I've heard some word about a person named Peter Siu. I have no idea who that was. Just seems to be another person that's part of the echelon and is just like someone who could have the potential. But I do remember USA Rugby was also looking for very specific criteria, mainly a person who is going to live here, a person who's able to lead, and then all the basic stuff that you prefer from your head coach. And obviously USA Rugby in sevens has a lot more resources because they get it from the Olympic Committee, and they have a lot more acclaim because, again, people like Emily Bidewell and Mike Friday set this platform up that there's an expectation of winning that comes from these teams. So, that culture goes, but the worry now is, maybe the team reels back a little bit because, it's rebuilding. It's lost its biggest star and game breaker. So I don't know. It'll be difficult. It'll be interesting to see. But what is your thoughts on Simon Amor? Like, how do you feel about his hiring, and what do you think is going to be the outcome with this coming from this year? Do you think that the USA has a chance to do more than just medal in a game, but really maybe take the series, get top 10, be able to figure stuff out? I do believe that the coffers are a little bare. A lot of new experiences, though there's a lot of potential greatness that comes out of it. So it'll be up to Simon to be able to put together basically the team that will be available for 2028, and then subsequently, what happens the next 7 years, 8 years after that.
Buckwheat is changing lives. My name is GiftTime. I'm here with Health Enhanced Foods, and I want to tell you about one of my favorite products on our shelves, buckwheat baking mix. Buckwheat is a seed that is incredibly nutrient and protein dense. But what makes it even more important, that buckwheat baking mix is absolutely gluten-free. A lot of times whenever people have buckwheat mixes, they actually even hold wheat inside of it. So it's not fully gluten. And if you're a person that is celiac or diabetic, or you're just really trying to be health conscious, it's not something that you want to have to worry about. What makes our buckwheat baking mix even more important is that it is versatile. You can use it for pancakes, you can use it for waffles, you can use it for making loaves of bread, you can make it for cupcakes. But what helps even more is that it is allergen-free, it is nut-free, it is dairy-free, that there is no additional additives in it. There's no leavening there, so that if you want to be able to raise your bread, you can put in the baking powder yourself and get it fluffy. If you don't, you absolutely do not have to. You get the bread that you love without the cost to your health. You can absolutely find buckwheat baking mix at healthenhancedfoods.com. Absolutely check it out. Get your nostalgia back. Get back to eating and loving the way that you are, and absolutely get back to the energy that you know that you can get without having to destroy yourself. I'm looking forward to seeing you get it. Let's go.